I had a chance to do shit yet.
Now, I had looked into it, and like I say, Instagram has they have it where they don't like you doing lives from other apps.
right,
They
right.
want you doing it from theirs.
From there, yeah, I could
Yeah,
go
so,
live. The
so
only thing
they
about
make
it is the echo.
yeah.
Yeah, that
That's the
echo.
only way we can do it is like if we do it
So
two
shoot,
different.
I'm trying to. I wonder how Kevin Samuels had his set up then.
Well,
Did it?
he had it set up to where like you could he had multiple phones, but he had the
Oh yeah, because he had different camera angles, so he
right.
had
Oh,
multiple.
okay, yeah.
He had
If you do it
multiple
like
phones.
that, then yeah, you could do it.
Yeah.
Right. So I just ain't had it figured out yet. So it's like I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it. It's just a matter of
Because they I mean, when you go on there, I mean, it tells you at the top of the thing, hey, somebody such and such is live.
right.
And like with Facebook, if it don't come up on your feed, you ain't gonna know.
Right.
All right, so for the audience, go ahead, type your comments and questions. I just put it in the chat box here. Bam. So right now we live on Facebook. We live on LinkedIn. We live on YouTube. We live on Twitch, and we live on Twitter. So we are live everywhere. So go ahead, gentlemen. If y'all would share the link, Barry, CJ, go ahead and share the link on your Facebook so we get more viewers.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Yes, we're gonna share the link.
I'm doing it right now.
You know, so we get some viewers in there. Go ahead, type your questions in that chat box. So that's gonna dictate our conversation. You know, so
hold on one second. I gotta check something right quick so y'all get started.
For those that's joining us first time, we're talking real estate. We're gonna go ahead and introduce ourselves individually. We're gonna go ahead and start talking here. In a second, we're gonna have a nice little quick conversation about some real aspects of real estate. While Barry's going, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce myself. Then I go to CJ. Then by then Barry should be back. Again, my name is Brandon B. Dixon, NMLS 1541210. I am a mortgage broker. I am a published author, and I'm a serial entrepreneur. You can go to my website, www.applywithb.com. If you want to go ahead and apply for a mortgage, I have a mortgage calculator on there. You can check my rates. You can book me for a Zoom call. All that's available right there on that website. Also, if you want to follow me on social media, go to @BillionaireLoanOfficer, all one word, @BillionaireLoanOfficer, all the handles, YouTube, Facebook, everything. You can find me @BillionaireLoanOfficer. Or you can just Google Brandon B. Dixon. If you want to go to find a brand new condo in the Houston area, townhouse, go to our website, www.houstonCondoSales.com. You get some of the flyers, condos, and everything like that. You can sign up for the finance and everything like that right there. So it's for Houstonians by Houstonians. Also, if you want to check my rates daily, you can check them 24/7. Go to whatstodaysrates.com. I got my rates posted daily there. Also, don't forget the YouTube. We need more subscribers on the YouTube. We're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So go to @BillionaireLoanOfficer on the YouTube as well. CJ, go ahead and introduce yourself, and then we're going to go ahead and introduce Barry and get started.
All right, what's up, everybody? It's CJ the Realtor here. Hit me up on all social media platforms. CJ Sales Texas. That's CJSELLSTX. Also, check out my website, GreenwoodRealtyTX.com. We're also starting our Home Tours Luxe Edition. Check out my YouTube channel, CJ the Realtor. You'll get a chance to see some of the luxury homes that Houston has to offer, ins and outs, and even you'll get some surprises. We even talk to some of the builders and developers themselves. So hit me up. You want to text, call 832-338-3182. I'm here to help out residential, commercial, buy, sell, lease, invest. We do it all over here.
Right. I forgot to plug that House Tours Luxe and House Tours Express on the YouTube channel. House Tours, both are going to be available on both our channels. CJ, the Realtor, and then @Billionaire Loan Officer. Both series are going to be available. It's one series, just two spin on like a different world and Cosby Show. You know what I'm saying? Same thing, you know what I mean? So, we're gonna just we do everything for the Lux $1 million on up, you know, and then everything for the Express is gonna be 800 on down, you know. So that's what we're gonna rock right there. Go ahead, Barry. Go ahead, introduce yourself, and let's go ahead and get started, man.
All right. How's everybody doing out there? It's Barry Boston, real estate agent, Keller Williams Professionals. You can call me at 832-786-1270. You're looking for to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in Houston and surrounding areas. You can come to my site, homesbybarryb.com. I'm on IG, Facebook, my YouTube channel, all of them. LinkedIn. So you can give me a call. You can put a message on here, or you can email me at barryb@kw.com.
All right, let's go and get started, man. So let's start with the elephant in the room. Let's go with that, and then we can go from, you know, chit chat from there, man. You know, tomorrow the big day.
Yep, that Fed.
Yeah, so the Fed's gonna meet tomorrow and see how much they're gonna hike that rate up even more, you know, 0.75, some say a whole point, you know. What y'all think? And what y'all think? Let's hear some predictions, and let's hear some you know, let's hear some pros and cons, you know. So Chris, I'll start with you.
I'm not an expert in nothing, but like I'm hearing they're gonna do a whole point. Like they're saying, you know, things not moving are slowing down like they want, so they might hit it with a point to slow it down even harder. But my thing is, that's messed up to do it right before the people celebrate the holidays or whatnot, because like with this point increase, you're gonna have more job layoffs, and it's gonna be, you know, harder for people to afford things. So for the people that you know, when it's Christmas time and time for folks to start buying presents, and even Thanksgiving, people trying to buy food, it's gonna get tough on folks.
Right. Yeah, I've heard. Before I get to you, Barry, I heard that my former processor, she was real good, got laid off at Loan Depot, and she was one of the best in the so they laying off ops like crazy. One of the processors I work with at Caliber got laid off, so they laying off ops like crazy. Some of these lenders are straight up shutting down, you know, because they just don't have the business. Barry, I go to you. What you think? Have you heard about it? And what you think?
Yeah, I mean, from what I understand, I mean, they've been saying 3/4 or, you know, 75.75. Yeah, it seems you know, right before the holidays. That's kind of I'm actually kind of surprised that they're doing it like but I don't know. I mean, it seemed like things are starting to slow down some, but I don't know. So I'm not sure. Like you say, right before the holidays. I mean, so you can expect, like you say, it's gonna be layoffs. So you're gonna start seeing you know, these stores not gonna be getting as much for the holidays. So I don't know.
Shoot, I'm thinking like, shoot, as crazy as it usually gets around the holidays, you better leave a Walmart bag in your car. You're gonna, like, windows gonna get busted even harder.
Yeah.
Like,
You're gonna need a security guard to walk you to your car if you do go to the store. Yep. And I don't care if it's in the daytime.
Right, exactly. I don't care.
Right. I mean, it just depends on where you shop. You got to be mindful and keep your head on swivel. Plus, I was talking with a friend earlier today. Just the actual the social media is giving people permission to act even more abnormal than usual. You know, because don't forget, monkey see, monkey do. People imitate what they see. So if you see a lot of crazy on social media, the boundaries have changed from 20 years ago due to social media. So a lot of social boundaries that we once had, they're gone. So people gonna, you know, push the boundaries because there is none. You know, it's just the last couple of years, it's been the society has degraded. So you got to be, when you go out in public, you got to kind of keep your head on the swivel. It's not the same. You don't have to be doing anything wrong. You don't have to be, involved in anything or have a mind frame or anything malice, and it could come to your lap, before you know it, it's in your lap. So you got to play defense. Defense win championships.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So you got to play defense nowadays, and that's a good segue to what I was gonna say about the rates. And now's the time to upgrade. I know I say this every week. Now's the time. Now's the time. Now's the time. Again, it's just my brain. I'm an optimist. I'm half full. I'm a half full guy. Now's the time, if you in that mediocre tier, to get to a new neighborhood where it's secure. Get to a better neighborhood, upgrade. Because in the next future, you're gonna need it. Middle class neighborhoods are not what they was no more. You're gonna have to constantly get better.
Yeah.
Something. Sometimes I randomly go on some of my old posts and just listen, something for motivation. I was a hell of a motivational speaker. I looked at an 8 from I think 19 or something. I was talking about the best always trying to get better.
Mm-hmm.
So why can't it be like that with real estate? Why can't it be like that with your living situation?
It's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be. You're not supposed to. And this is the meat of it's kind of leading to the meat of what I want to talk about. But it's step process. Your forever home don't have to be your first home. It's not supposed to be your first home. Even if you get started late, it's not going to be perfect. I think a lot of people, especially first-time home buyers, they want perfection out the gate.
Yep.
And you can't afford perfection.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So you got to make a compromise, and you got to put a game plan together to sacrifice it to get better. And then some people, even if you got mediocre or mid-tier, you still need to make preparations. Like, I need to get upper tier. So if you got a $300,000-$400,000 house, why you not trying to get into $1 million house? Y'all say YOLO, you only live once. Why is that $400,000 house your last house?
Shoot, you looking at Houston? Shoot, earlier this year we talked about the average median home price is over $400,000 now anyway.
Right. So that's just a median. That's the mid tier. That's damn near in the next couple of years is going to be the starter price.
Yep.
You see, so why are sites set on 100, 200? Why you think it's small? You should be thinking big.
Got that clip in there.
Yeah, we need to get that edited. Why you thinking small? You should be thinking big. How can we get people into these $1 million houses? How can we get the mind frame of people? Why is $1 million houses out of reach for most people? Why is that unfathomable?
Is it unfathomable?
Right. They can't picture it. Let's talk layman's term. Why people can't picture it? And we kind of touched on this a little bit last week. I will let y'all go. Go ahead. Chime in.
I mean, we always talk about mindset.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, even though you can't get the $1 million board a day, get in.
Right.
Like, get in somewhere, because it's a lot easier, because buying a home is leverage. And even though you're looking as a home purchaser, you're looking at the house to live in, but you need to start looking at it as an investment too.
Right.
This is your leverage to level up to the next.
Right.
So it's a lot easier to do that when you have a property that's appreciating in value and you're building equity versus you renting something and you have no equity built into it. So you basically starting from scratch. So changing that mindset from, all right, this is where I need to, this is where I want to be to live, versus, all right, I'm gonna be here for a short period of time, and then turn this around and making an investment, is where we need to be.
Right. Let me say this before I let you go, Barry. I usually like to pull this backstory, but it's gonna take too long for me to pull all this together. Basically, the actual statement is, stop looking at home ownership as just a place to live. It's like you need to stop looking at a job as just a job. It's all the mind frame. You need to start looking at just like CJ said, real estate as an investment and leverage to financial freedom and to getting the things that you want and passive income and all that stuff. Just like a job, I was talking to somebody the other day about just breaking the whole mortgage industry down. And the first thing, and I hope you're not watching this, but the first thing I go, well, how much does that translate to hourly? I'm like, no. You're looking at it wrong.
Yep.
People on this side, we don't trade time for money. It ain't about, I can spend 100 hours on something and then I eat off it next year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about chunks, and it's about opportunities, and about leverage on this side. Hourly is a poor mentality.
Yep.
Real estate just to live is a poor mentality. You see? So Barry, I'll let you go ahead and chime in.
Yeah, just piggyback on what he said. Yeah, it's mindset. How you thinking and what you want to ultimately become or to do. And one thing I'd add on that is, as people, community, we never taught about real estate being an investment. We were taught about you get a place to stay so you can live, get out of my house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Still looking at a place to live.
Yeah, you need to get out of my house when you're 18 or whatever. So we always think about, or we always taught about real estate as being just a place to live. And we have to change that mindset about real estate is investment,
Look at the slang word for it. Look what we use on the street, cribs.
Crib, yeah. Where
you
I
have
stay.
A baby mentality. You know what I'm saying? A crib.
Mm-hmm.
That's for babies. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, because
you know what I mean?
I was gonna say, just like it's just living in, from my younger years, people. I mean, you would just hear about, people left, and first thing they on their mind is to go get an apartment so they can get out the house.
Right. I got my own crib.
Not saving up to buy a house so they can invest and live and be able to appreciate. I want to get out the house, have my own place. That was the mindset, and I need to give me an apartment. It wasn't even a house, not even a small starter house. Let me go get me an apartment. Right. That was the mindset.
Right.
Because I mean, a lot of us, and a lot of us live check to check. Right. So even talking about saving up money enough to buy a house, or even talking about buying a house, is like the last thing on a lot of people's mind, because they're like, all right, I got this check that's going to take me to the next 2 weeks.
Yes.
So the next check can just perpetuating that whole mentality and that whole lack of discipline. So there's some hurdles to get over before we even get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, my thing is, how can you not see, and it should be plain as day, that the populace, or what's popular in the masses, it promotes financial irresponsibility. A blind man can see this. So, what they're playing rap songs and hip hop culture is not the norm. Blowing money fast, spending, all this other stuff that they talk about is not reality for successful individuals. So financial irresponsibility is never going to take you far. It's buying a car before a house. That's a liability. That's never going to take you to the next level. So I mean,
but you know what? We haven't had those people to teach us. Well, when you're coming up and you're 18, like you say, you buying a car before a house. Right. I remember many times friends, when they got their first real job, first thing they do is run and buy them a nice car.
Right.
First thing.
$400 car.
First thing. Yeah. First real job. Right. Not saving the money. Let me run to Lexus. Yeah, back then, Lexus was coming up. So they were like, let me go get me the Lexus. I had a friend. Bam. As soon as he got a real job, making real money, the first job after college, let me run, give me a Lexus. Because he was
I
never.
I was in
that
that.
was the
I was there
mentality.
too. Yeah, I was there too because I already know. That's
You know, and that was the mentality.
How many Lexus, BMWs, Range Rovers, Navigators you see in an apartment complex?
A bunch.
Right. So
right.
my thing is this, let's talk about this a little bit. Short term, let's break down the programming about home ownership being long term. Why does it have to be a long term thing like a marriage?
Because they promote 30 year. You hear that's what you hear. 30-year mortgage. I gotta be
that
at 30 years.
Go 30 years.
Well, I mean, I know that.
Right. So just like me, all right. Look at it as a mean flip. Mean flip.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk street terms. It's a mean flip. Think about it. All right, so I spent $185,000 on my house. I put 3.5% down on FHA, which was like, man, let's say about $6,000. 8 years later, 8 years later, now it's worth $360, $380, around that price range. So my note I'm damn near dwindling it down like $60,000. So I got $300. I'm sitting on $300 right now as we speak. If I wanted to sell that bad boy, by the time I'm finished with everything, I probably got what, $280. I'm probably with net what, $280.
Mm-hmm.
That's a mean flip,
right?
Mm-hmm.
But you said the thing though. How long you been in that house?
About 8 years.
And that's the thing. People like, especially younger folks, want that quick lick. It just don't work like that.
But let's say I didn't put $120 into it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's do the math. So let's say I sell it for $380, right? Let's do the math. I owe $60. Boom, that's $320 left.
Yep.
Let's say I 20 for all the fees and all of the realtors and all that, all the CJs and the Barrys. That's $300,000. So my 120 they turned into $300,000 in 8 years. So let's do 300,000 divided by 8. That's $38,000 a year. That's a whole nother job.
Right.
And all I did is live in the crib.
Mm-hmm.
That's how much money I made on the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do that in an apartment?
Oh, they can't do none of that in an apartment. But when you're talking about talking about, why we think it's long term, that's what we get fed. I remember my first house that I bought, the people that bought it, they've been in that house over 20 years.
Right.
So that's how we think is, if I buy this house, that person that I bought it from is a good guy. But he bought it when his kids were little. Now his kids are grown, and so he wanted to move on and get something smaller because the kids are gone. So that's that. We think of it as long term.
Well, let's take that formula. Let's take that formula, 38 a year.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say I didn't even want to stay in 8 years. Let's say I want to stay in 3 years. That's still over 100.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's still over 100 in 3 years. Even if I stay 2 years, it's still 60, 70. Shit, when you renting, you ain't getting nothing. You spending money.
Yeah. So 100% interest.
take that income tax money that's coming up, and then put that into a house. That's a safe investment. Y'all looking at the crypto and stocks. This is number one, the real estate.
We're looking at stocks right now.
Yeah. I mean, the stocks will go back up, especially next year. But this is the thing.
Yeah. But imagine if you want to like retire right now.
Right.
And you was banking on that 401k.
Right.
401k you sweating right now.
401k is not a good investment. That's a whole nother show.
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. 401k that was nothing but a scam. That was nothing but a scam.
But real estate is a good investment.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Think about it. We're not saying it just because we in real estate. Let's look at the facts. I debate anybody on this. Call in. I give you the link. Drop. In fact, let's go ahead. Let's do this. I'm gonna do the first time ever. Hopefully, we don't get porn bomb or anything like that. But I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link in the chat. Boom, y'all want to come in? Come in on the panel. I'll debate anybody on this topic. That real estate is a good investment. Good investment or bad investment.
I mean, if it was a bad investment, why do pretty much most if not all of the wealthy people have it in their portfolio?
Well, they got these people that rent. We rent. That's not good to own. There's a new wave of people coming out with this.
Oh yeah, it's a few of them like that.
Right. So
they talk about owning. I mean, renting and owning.
Well, the part they don't realize is that they own the building. The LLC owns the building, but they rent it from themselves. So it's a tax write-off. There's taxes shelters that they're talking about. And when people just hear rent, they just say, "Oh, I'm gonna need rent like me." Nah, he owns the building. The LLC that he owns the building, or they own as part of their portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
And then you rent it to yourself. That way you get some tax shelters. That's what they're talking about. Not just renting, and I ain't got nothing else. That don't make no sense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but my thing is that investment-wise, even if you're short-term, even if you instead of signing a 1-year lease, 2-year lease, get a house. It's gonna, especially with today's market, the inflation is 8%. I'll take 8% on a $200,000-300,000. Well, 8% on 300,000 is what, $25,000 a year? Is my math wrong?
20, yeah, about 24,000. Yeah, about 24,000. Yeah, it's close.
Shit, I'll take that bet. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's just a good that even if I want to sell, I got when the time comes. Let's say I'm only in town 3 years. I'm on a contract. I'm a contract worker or whatever. I'm only here for 3 years. I would still rather buy it than rent because go ahead, buy the house, dump my bread into it, and then I could go ahead either sell and take that money and dump into something else, as opposed to losing all that money when you rent and you got to start over from scratch. Or I can go ahead and put that as a rental, and somebody's gonna pay the note for me anyway. And as they pay the note, my principal's going down automatically by somebody else's money.
Yep.
So I have the option.
And then you're not even speaking on from this aspect of, when you buy the next house, if you got a rental, they're using that as additional income when you got to apply for a pre-approval for a loan again. They see you got additional income instead of saying, "Oh, you got a mortgage payment." It's reversed now. It's an income producing asset.
Right. And you've already shown your responsibilities on record. You have to do extra things to put your rent on file on your credit. It's automatically going to report on your credit with a mortgage, so it's automatically boosting your credit. There, don't forget that part of the algorithm for credit is a mix, the mixture.
Mixture, yeah.
So that mortgage actually boosts your credit up.
Mm-hmm.
So you got credit benefits, you have tax benefits, you have appreciation benefits. I'll debate anybody on the planet that real estate is not the best investment. You know what I'm saying? Anybody on the planet. It's the safest. Right. You need someone to lay your head. You're going to pay a mortgage regardless. You're going to pay yours or you're going to pay somebody else. Either way,
And right now, shoot, these houses on sale.
Right. Right. So that's another thing. Let's talk about a little bit on the current state of the market. Like you said, let's talk about what you're seeing, because I'm starting to see a little bit more. It's starting to look like 18, 19 again.
Yeah, you're seeing longer days on market.
I'm seeing 20 days, 30 days, 40 days.
Yeah,
so
you're seeing prices drop a little bit.
Right. Starting to see discounts. So let me say this, and then I'll open it up to y'all. Let me stress this enough again. And this is what I was talking about with old girl. Like if I get too low and try to explain it, seem like I'm being what's the word for it? Condescending.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't stress enough that there's programs available. You could get the home forever. It's not the loan that you need to go forever. You're not permanently attached. You can sell, you can refinance, you could do a lot of things. Why? When we think this is like signing your life on the line, you know, like a marriage or something.
I saw a realtor had a ad. It said, well, no, it was a mortgage person. And it said, you marry the house and date the rate.
Right.
You marry the house and date the rate.
The house. That's my point. The house is not a marriage.
Yeah, you can date the house too.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You date the house too. Corey, what's going on?
Her point
what's going on, fellas?
But her point was that, like you said, the rate, that's not really the thing, because you can always refinance and all that.
Right.
That was the point she was trying to make.
Right. Well, I want not to sound condescending. We're going to finish this point, then let everybody, then let Corey introduce himself and then hop in. Everything is not a debt pledge. Everything is not signing your life away. Everything is long as temporary as you want it.
Mm-hmm.
Why not think short term? All right, I want to buy this house for 3 years. I want to buy this house for 5 years. This is going to be a rental. This is going to be a quick flip because I see how this has been appreciating the last few years. Let me take this money at this price, get it at a discount. 3 years from now, I'm going to sell it at this. Take that money and dump it into something else. You know, why is it that, hey, I got to live here forever is the mentality of most people? You don't. You can move. People do it all the time. That's why they have listings. So, you know, I think, and then it's the same. Wouldn't you say, CJ, it's the same amount nowadays because of the technology that you would as far as getting an apartment, paperwork and all that stuff? Why?
Man, it's something. Shoot, the way it's set up. Shoot, in a lot of cases, it's easier to buy a house and rent one.
That's what I'm saying.
Look, I saw like some of these rentals. They $2,500 a month, and they want you to make 3 times the rent.
Right.
I'm like, damn. You might as well go and buy a house.
Hey, 3 times the rent, a 660 credit score.
And
you might well buy a house.
And you better have a squeaky clean background. Someone want
to
do criminal checks.
Yeah.
Oh, they do criminal checks. They do credit checks too.
Yeah, credit checks, criminal checks. So getting a rental almost harder than a pump. I mean, getting on the house. We don't need to check your background.
Yep.
If you did a bid, that's between you. You know what I'm saying? As long as you working 2 years.
Between you and the state.
They ain't got nothing to do with that.
They ain't got nothing to do with us.
So I mean, so we really got to evaluate our priorities. I'm not sure why they run the rentals. It's not like it's that much easier.
Yeah, I know.
And then it's all in the mind.
Go back to mind, because for some reason people think rental is temporary and buying a house is permanent. Like you said, with the time, you don't have to be in a house for 30 years, even 15, hell, even 3, 5.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the mentality of apartment is it's every year, and if I want to move, or it's mentality.
Mm-hmm.
It's seen as apartments are seen as temporary. People come and go all the time.
Right.
In a home, they see it as, okay, I'm gonna be here forever. Or I'm gonna be here for however long or whatever.
You can do
even the way things are in Houston, like tomorrow they got the meeting, rates can go up again. When those rates go up, the rent goes up. So if you're sitting here renting every year they're going up on your rent. Why not buy a house where you're paying the same consistent payment?
Every day, yeah. I mean every month, yeah.
Corey, go ahead and introduce yourself and hop in on what we're talking about.
All right, Corey Smith, your mortgage lender. here to chime in. I'm not sure what was the question. What's the
The
question? I'm
question
addressing.
was, we were talking about not only the rates going up tomorrow, that the Fed's convening tomorrow to go ahead and talk about how much they ain't no matter if they're gonna raise the rates, it's how much they're gonna raise the
How
rates.
much they're gonna raise?
Yeah. And we're
And then
talking
we're
about the issues with or the mindset or why people prefer to rent versus buy.
right. Well, not only rent versus buy, but what's the stigma? Why not a short term rental? Why is it everything when it comes to ownership is permanent?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that mentality when it could be I could own for 5 years? I just broke down the analogy like I've been in my house 8 years and shit. I did a mean flip I put 120 into it so far and shit. I'm worth about 380, and so I can net 300 if I cash out.
Mm-hmm.
So I could go take that, put down on $1 million house, or I could, give me 2-3 little houses.
Right.
So the formula is in real estate. But yeah, go ahead and chime in on some of that.
The easiest barrier of entry is going to be your primary residence. We talk all the time about, how you can get in and actually do investment properties, but
Right.
the easiest way in and the best way to start off is just getting your own home. Once you get your own home and you start to build that wealth, then now you start to branch out and start to do other things. Start to invest in real estate, partnership in real estate, or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes down to people thinking that staying in the house is permanent, I think it's just the environment around them, and two, it's just the education. Like people conform to the people around them for whatever reason. You know what I mean? If everybody else around you is renters, if nobody talking about buying a house, you ain't talking about buying a house.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it's a small percentage of those people that say, hey, look, I don't know about y'all, but I can't stay stagnant in this one place. I got to keep progressing. Like if y'all ain't talking about saving money, y'all ain't talking about going to buy a house, I go do it myself. I'll see y'all on the other side. It's a small percentage that have that mindset. Majority of the other people, hey, look, my mom, my dad rent, my sisters, my cousins, all their credit is jacked up. So I'm not worried about mine. Because once they get their stuff together, I get my stuff together.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where, we start to fall. We start to fall behind.
Yeah, so epigenetics basically, is basically I did a lecture on that. Epigenetics, where it does. There's scientific facts that your environment does help shape your genetics, and don't forget that your DNA and RNA is like a blueprint that your body and your mind starts to shape what they see, what it sees.
What it sees, yeah.
So it's the real.
If that's all they see.
If that's all they see, that's what it's going to produce.
Right.
So that's all but the problem is like Barry just said, it's like nobody teaches, but we teaching this. Look at look where we're at. Where's the viewers? Corey, don't forget to share on your Facebook, man. Share on your Facebook so we get more.
Yeah.
So share this. Go ahead and tune in. It should be on my page, Brandon B. Dixon. Also, it should be on my business page as well. Also, it should be on y'all share it on the LinkedIn, so on and so forth. So we get more viewers because this is potent information.
Can we share it on YouTube or YouTube don't let
I don't
you
think
share?
you can share it on YouTube, but you could share it on LinkedIn.
Okay.
Yeah, you can share it on Twitter. You can retweet it. It's on Twitter live too. So Twitch too. I know y'all don't mess with the Twitch, but and then like I said, man, the link is in the bio, man. I challenge anybody on the planet. The link is in the bio. First time ever. The link is in the comment box. If y'all want to come on the panel, I'll debate anybody on the planet that real estate is a good investment. People that say real estate isn't a good investment, I challenge that. Anybody on the planet. So come on the panel, man. Debate me live. So yeah, it's just so many benefits. This is designed. It's the back. That's why look at 2008. It's the backbone of the economy. One of the backbones. So it's designed for home ownership. Look at the tax. Anything the government wants you to do, they give tax incentives. So they want you to own the home because they know it's going to stimulate the economy. They know you're going to be more stable. They know the Home Depots could plant. They know they could, they could put stools right there. They know they could put McDonald's right there. It centers around everything. They know you most likely get a family.
The whole economy, yeah.
Taxes. It's all calculated around home ownership.
Schools, all of that.
Right. The school district, the taxes, the calculation, all that's centered around home ownership. That's why they give you incentive to do so. Renting does have its purpose. I'm not totally bashing renters. If you're in a circumstance where you're extremely temporary, the job moving me 6 months, and you have no choice but to do a rental, you bounce around a lot, had no choice. I still will buy and start me a portfolio. That way I still have that passive income, but that's another story. But there is place for rentals. However, I think in our community, it's not talked about as if it's an investment. It's talked about as if it's a place to live.
Mm-hmm. And if you look in our communities on the south side, or any side, in our communities, there's always a whole bunch of apartment complexes.
Right.
I mean, you go to some of these other areas, they might have 1 or 2 complexes.
Right.
But I mean, you go down MLK, how many apartment complexes you gonna pass?
Yeah, they popping new ones up around there too.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing about apartment complexes is that, you can, I'm not knocking that, just like, when we closed, CJ and I closed earlier last week, you could get a condo, that's a good investment.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guarantee that condo probably went from 75 to 150, which she purchased it for probably the last 2 years. And they probably shot up right fast. You could she definitely could rent that thing out for, $1,750 a month, $1,800 a month, and have somebody pay that note, and then you have an asset.
Yep.
You have an asset as opposed to that same thing you're gonna be paying, same things as a rent. That money's going out the window. So you either gonna pay your mortgage or pay somebody else's. This is what it is.
Yeah, it is.
And the condos is a great option because you do run into those people that say, "Man, I don't want to deal with yard. I don't want to have to maintain a yard. I just want to come and go as I please." Well, if that's the case, you know what I'm saying? You can still own something. Just choose to own a condo.
Condo or townhome.
Yeah.
Even townhomes don't have that much. I mean, there's townhomes that don't have any grass. They got a garage and maybe a little area where they can throw a little chair or something and hang out outside on their little patio, and they don't have to upkeep and all that. Yeah.
Right. Don't have to worry about the roof.
Yeah, they don't have to worry about none of that.
I'm a penthouse type of guy, man. Ghost and penthouse, that's me all day. I love that. But
check out HoustonCondoSales.com.
HoustonCondoSales.com.
That's a great segue. Check out that.
So let me go ahead. Hold on. Let me while we plugging. Bam. So I love condo. I love penthouse, man. That's me all day. That's probably what I'm gonna get next. But however, I can't just do a rental. It makes no sense. It just makes no sense. I can't see me throwing all that money away every month. You got to realize that when you buy this real estate, it's like a piggy bank. It's like a piggy. It's not going nowhere. Unless even if, let's talk about this. Let's wrap it up with this because that's a good segue because we got about 10 more minutes. Because we seen we woke up to the tragic news this morning. We lost another young brother that was very successful in the hip hop field to nonsense again. And the segue I was talking about, even life and debt, this is an asset. So let's talk a little open about asset planning, this passing it down, and what's some of the best techniques to, make sure it can stay in your last name. Make sure it stay in the family, and make sure how can you protect yourself. I know we're not an insurance agent, but let's talk a little bit about that.
Get a wheel.
I mean, definitely got to have an estate plan, because I know we talk about wills, but that's only a part of it. Like, let's get the full estate plan. That way, every aspect of what you got going on is covered, and you make the decisions so the loved one don't have to make the decision while they're emotional. Right. So I just ran into this because I had a recent passing in the family a month ago, and seen it firsthand. No estate plan, no will. Well, yeah, no will, nope.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, why? I'm gonna open up. I got another question. Go ahead, Barry. That's I got another question.
About that. That's what I was gonna say. Like a will. You want to do that, especially like you said with if something happens to you, you want to make those arrangements. Without having loved ones make those plans. That is, and we don't think about it because one thing, and I think he was getting ready to get into this, but what that thing that we don't like to talk about or think about is death,
right?
And that's the thing that stops us. I think that's the one thing. So, and then you have whole life insurance also, where you can borrow against it. But yeah, no, death is we don't want to think about it. We don't want to think about dying.
Yep.
Right. And that's how we lost a lot of property, man. Lose a lot of all that money going out the door, like what you could have passed it to your loved ones, and the bank will come take it and put it on, put it on foreclosure, put it on the chopping block.
Shoot, not just that. If you don't have a will or estate plan, you putting the court in your business. So the only way to keep them out is to have this already set up. And I know
you're not only putting the court in your business, but I'm saying you're also allowing for other people to put their opinions about what you want, where you want your stuff to go, what you wanted to do with your stuff. And there's always going to be a difference of opinion because everybody feel like you wanted to leave them everything.
Yeah.
So when you actually boil down to it, I'm saying a lot of people are just plain lazy enough, I'm saying, to not even take the steps to educate themselves, to even understand how do I put my family in the best position for when I'm gone. And I think I'm saying we're dealing with a generation where a lot of the older people that are down the way didn't come from a generation where they set up a whole bunch of, trust. They set up a whole bunch of wills and all this other stuff. So now we're running into the situation where now you have family arguing back and forth. And now they're of the mindset, well, I don't care if I get $1. As long as you don't get $1, they can make as much money as they want to. They'll let it go back to the state. Let it go back to the county. Let it go back to whoever.
Right.
And it doesn't make any sense because I'm saying this could have actually been the stepping stone that they needed to help them progress in life. So just take the actual 30 minutes that it's going to take to go talk to a lawyer to actually find out what you need to do to set up your estate. Because the worst thing in the world is to break up your family and you dead. So it ain't no putting it back together.
And, we don't have that that think about it. We start, when that race start, you got the person next to you already 10 yards ahead. You're already 15 yards ahead. How hard is it to come catch him? And you got, you got Cheetah next to you, and you got T.O. in the lane, next to you, and you got to come back from behind. Yep. And this is your family. This is your flesh and blood. So why not give them the same opportunity, at least level the playing field with everybody else? And does take a little bit more than the 30 minutes. They're going to want a little bread, too, to get their will together, all that trust. I suggest, irrevocable trust. But that's a little bit more complicated. But at least get your will in place, because it's not a matter of you gonna kick off, it's when you're gonna kick off, because you will kick off. Yep. None of us are infallible.
You will die.
You will die. I mean, I don't understand why.
And most of the time, it's not when you planned it.
I don't understand why that's so taboo in our community. That shit, that's part of life, is death. Mm-hmm. You gonna kick off. You gonna kick the bucket. Why is that offensive? It's like in our community. Oh, you wishing that on me? Nah, that's a fact. That is a fact. That's not wishing on you. Like, man, you gonna kick off. Oh, don't say that. Like, we can't even say it.
Right.
It's like, man, we got to grow up, man. It's this grown folks activities, man. This is. I mean, that's how other nationalities and other groups got rich. Insurance policies.
Yep.
Besides real estate, that's one of the safest investments you can make too, because for one thing for sure, two things for certain, you're gonna be up out of here one of these days. Grandma gonna be up out of here one of these days. Mama gonna be up out of here one of these days.
Hey, I'm gonna go and throw a plug out to my sister. She's a family lawyer here in Houston.
Right.
Check out on Instagram the Legacy Lawyer, and she's putting together estate plans for people, helping people like make sure that things are in place so their loved ones are taken care of. I did mine, man. It's so detailed, bro. I had no idea it took all that. I'm thinking, all right, I'm gonna leave my house to my wife. That's it, man. It goes way deeper than that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But why we got to stop being taboo about this and stop kicking that can down the road?
Yeah, because next thing you know, you're gonna see a GoFundMe on Facebook asking for help.
I had a client.
That's the new insurance policy.
Yeah.
Well, I had a client that I closed back in, when I first started. This was actually my first customer, my first closing as a loan officer. Called me this weekend, and she lost her husband, and she ran around trying to do the probate. So for the house that she brought from me, so she asking me for help. Like, ma'am, I'm not an attorney. That's what they get paid for. I do loans,
right?
So that's just not knowing what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I was hoping one of y'all say this with mortgages. I was hoping Corey or somebody say this. There's also mortgage insurance that you can get, not homeowners insurance, but there's a life insurance policy that you could get that
pays off your
mortgage $60-$80 a month. That when you kick off, when you pass, it'll pay your mortgage out.
Yeah.
So you want to break that down, Corey?
It's all kinds of options out there for you to set your family up to be in the best light. It's a lot of families, a lot of cultures, a lot of everything that goes out there that gives our kids a leg up. And then we gotta put ourselves in position to where we're leaving something to our families other than debt. Right. And one of the best ways to do that is through an insurance policy. Right. And there's several different insurance policies out there, but there is an insurance policy that you could take out to where you're actually putting your house being paid off as a beneficiary. Right. If there's any little bit that's left over, then it goes to your actual family. Right. But the first person on that policy, the first thing on that policy is going to pay that house off. Now you have a house that's free and clear, and it's left to whoever it is that you want to leave it to. It's left to them, and then they have a house that they can stay in. The only thing they got to take care of is insurance and taxes. Right. If they can't take care of insurance and taxes, they don't need to be in there anyway. Right. Or if they choose to sell it, you've now given them equity, $100,000, $200,000, whatever it takes. You give them that money, they can actually take and do something smart with it. Hopefully,
buy a few more houses, get in the rotation, use that fix and flip or the buy and hold method, and keep the knowledge is out there. We actually volunteer in our time, 1 hour a week, 2 hours a week to help educate you in this field. So the help is out there. So we just need to get the word out. So y'all help us help everybody else get the word out. We got a panel, we might grow the panel to help you, understand this, because it looks like everybody else, not everybody else, a lot of other nationalities got this is basic language to them. So this is the classroom right here to help you mind frame wise, technique wise. We volunteer in our time to help you, get it together. So the help is out there. So like you said, nobody talk. Well, we the help is there. We just need to let people know. We'll definitely help you now. And if we can't help you, like you said, what CJ said, he got a sister that does estate planning. I got people that do wealth planning. So we got the individuals in our network.
Yep.
To help you on every facet of this thing.
Mm-hmm.
So all you got to do is become a fan, tell the people, and you know what I'm saying, and we'll go from there. So it's right at the 8:30 right now. Let's go ahead and do the outros, man. Perfect time to wrap it up. Start with CJ because I know you got a new baby, so you got to.
But when I do mine, I put my stuff at the bottom like you do yours.
I gotta type it out. So I do.
We want to add.
Right. I gotta type. I think I got barriers. I gotta type it out. I gotta take more time.
I appreciate everybody tuning in. CJ the Realtor here in Houston. Greenwood Realty Group. Check me out on social media. CJ Sales Texas. CJ Sales TX. You see it on the shirt. Check me out on my website, greenwoodrealtytx.com. We got the luxury home tour on the YouTube channel, CJ the Realtor on YouTube. Check that out. Like I said, you're looking to sell, buy, invest, hit me up. Hit me in the DM, call me, text me, 832-338-3182.
All
right. This is Barry Bolson with Keller Williams Professionals. You can call me 832-786-1270. I'm on all platforms. You can go to homesbybarryb.com. That's my website. Give me a call. You can email me. I'm on all the platforms, Facebook, YouTube. I have a YouTube channel. What's up on IG? I do have a Snapchat. Does anybody even use Snapchat anymore?
Yeah, but they ain't used for what you're thinking no more.
Okay.
Different type of real estate.
Barry about to drop his OnlyFans.
No, I know what that is.
Yeah, they use it.
All right, that's it.
All right, Corey,
that's it. All right, I'm Corey. You upset your mortgage guy? Give me a call or send me an email. Number's 832-297-7659, or send me an email, smithmortgageteam@gmail.com.
All right, so I got the words of mine, man. It's bad.
He's gonna change it.
He start the ad roll. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah, Brandon B. Dixon, NMLS 154-1210. Don't forget, I'm a mortgage broker. I'm a published author, serial entrepreneur. Go to my website, www.applywithb.com. Get your mortgage, start the process to investment in real estate. At B&L Loan Officer on all social media, one word, at B&L Loan Officer. That's my handle on everything. This one I was right here. Houston condo sales, man. I'm on it every day, literally looking for the flyest condos, looking for the flyest townhouses for Houstonians by Houstonians. So if you want to check my rates, you can check my rates every day, 24/7. whatstoday'srates.com. Go ahead and sign up. You can check my rates at all times. On the YouTube, don't forget, at B&L Loan Officer. Don't forget, tune in. We need 2,000 subscribers. We're gonna get once we get to 2,000 subscribers, we're gonna give away. I'm gonna give away a flat screen TV. It's gonna be a 50-inch. So to the 2,000th subscriber. So go ahead and tell a friend to tell a friend. And the last one, you can call me 24/7, 832-775-8357. Call me 24/7 as long as it's about business, man. So
turn your 500 into 5,000.
So now, I mean, some people call, man, I like what you're doing. I'm like, all right. Had somebody call me today, man. Want to meet me in person? Okay. Like, we could do a Zoom. You know what I mean?
It's just good.
Yeah, like, what you talking about? I don't get what's more advantageous to see me in person. I mean, you can do a Zoom. Everything. I sent you the link. Go ahead and fill it. You know what I mean? I don't get it. You know what I mean? So, but with that, we're gonna say peace, man. We'll see y'all next week.
Yes, sir. Peace.
All right.
Later.